Hi Kiran. Hi Kiran. ఇప్పుడు వస్తుందా? Check it out now.
I found some.
Get in the boat, boy.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుందా? Check it out now.
I found some.
Get in the boat, boy.
Yeah. All good and well. Let's kick some asses right now.
Still want me to tie it to the boat?
Boy.
యారా అన్నీ అయింది. So
That is
today
enough.
probably I'll be playing God of War, and tomorrow one of my friends is gonna join me to play Outlast 2 with me. So better join tomorrow.
Father,
What?
did something change? The forest feels different.
Everything is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice ra.
That was the last.
Hide up, okay.
Oh, there do I see my mother. Oh, there do I see my father. Oh, there do they call to me. 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 Oh, there do they call to me.
This fucking theme, bro. This fucking theme. This fucking BGM. Damn.
She's ready.
Find your way home. You are free.
Yeah, it's her mom.
I'm sorry.
Squeeze. This knife. It was hers. Now it is yours.
So actually,
Start.
this guy is from
She knew.
the
Shall we?
Spartan universe, but
Now?
Now,
somehow he came to the Midgard. I mean, it's the same world, but on the different gods. Like he came from Rome to Australia, where these Vikings live. Hi, bro, TG Tamil.
What are we hunting?
you are hunting deer.
Which way?
In the direction of deer.
Okay, this way. Father, why are we doing this now?
I need to know you can survive the journey.
Then we leave for the mountain?
Depends on you. What did you find?
Tracks. Not deer, though. I'll keep looking.
Wait a minute, let's set the settings to high fucking graphics because my system is fucking great. Okay, it's on high. Ultra mode, okay. Remain parts Sadava Surya. Iceland Emo. Remaining parts Sadava. Yeah, dude, I did play the remaining parts when I'm a kid. Trust me, I was like 7th standard or 8th standard. I was playing this on God of War 1 2 on PS2, which I had. And God of War 3 I was playing with one of my friends PS3. His name is Madan. Yeah, so I do know the backstories and all. Norse mythology to Greek mythology, exactly.
More tracks?
Yeah, but they're too round. Could be a wild boar.
No, bro.
Good.
Greek mythology to Norse
Oh.
mythology. It's
Now
reverse.
what?
This way, boy.
Hup! Oh. Wait, deer tracks.
Yeah.
They're fresh. This way.
I'm well good with the story, dude. Trust me, I know every nook and corner of this story. Okay, go on. You can ask
Slow
me
down,
whatever
boy.
you want to, man. I can clear you all the doubts.
You are hunting deer, not chasing it.
Yes, Father.
Anything, even about the gods, you can ask me. I can fucking tell you.
We broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
Step aside.
Wow.
Go.
Oh. What happened here? There it is!
Hold! What are you doing?
Yeah.
Now its guard is up. Only fire. Only fire. When I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
So let's start with
Fight
the
it.
basics. Is the ball guy good or cursed by gods?
Find it.
Arey, you asked the whole 3 parts in one question. The fuck? How am I supposed to answer that?
My bow!
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
Okay, let me finish this fight and
Stronger.
I will let you know.
They've never come this close to our woods before.
Keep moving.
Okay, with backstory chepo intro laga. Okay, let me put that into a short sentence. So this guy is a Spartan guy who was raised in the Spartan rituals. So what he
Maybe
does,
this way?
what happens to him is that he was born with a brother, and the story starts
There!
with the Zeus. So the Zeus gets a
in
gets
the
to
old
know
temple.
about.
My mom told me never to go in there.
We do what we please.
So this guy thinks, Zeus thinks that he heard a prophecy that a guy who is born with red marks on his body will kill every god in the what's that mythology? Greek mythology, yeah. So what happens is that he orders Ares, the god of war of Greek mythology, to go and get that boy from the city. So what he does is, Ares starts his journey with Athena, who is the goddess of war. So when he goes, there are 2 guys. Yeah, his brother name is Deimos. Exactly. Thanks for catching up with me. So what Ares do is that he will take the guy. I mean, he will take his brother. I mean, this god of war, Kratos' brother, Deimos, instead of taking this guy. But the prophecy was to take the guy who has the tattoo on him. So he takes the guy and he tries to kill Kratos when he was a child. But Athena stops Ares and says him not to kill him. So he shows mercy on him and he leaves with that guy. So what happens is that due to the guilty feeling and regrets why he didn't save his brother, he will raise a fucking Spartan army. Okay, you know what? Let's watch what's happening with this 3 stories so that you will keep up with me. Let's go. I mean, this is a fucking big story, dude. Let me show you what's happening with him. Yes. Okay.
Thank you for rendering your assistance. I see you're also an adept at...
With the upcoming God of War for PS4, we hear start fighting for Corinth, their creation, Earth. This is the original God of War. So strap yourself in, because this is what you need to know about the entire original God of War saga, from start to finish. Our story begins with the Primordials, the very first beings to come into existence, fighting for control of their creation, Earth. This war ravished the world, and eventually the three Furies were born from the rage and power of the battle. The Furies were then tasked to honor oaths between the various beings of Earth. Their first victim was the Hecatoncheires, Aegeon, who had broken an oath to one of the first gods, Zeus. To make an example of Aegeon, the Furies petrify his body into the prison of the damned for anyone who dared to break an oath in the future. Eventually, the Furies began to take guidance from the god of war, Ares, who convinced them to join him in a siege on Olympus. Believing their forces to be too weak, the queen of the Furies, Alecto, birthed a son with Ares, hoping to create a powerful warrior. This warrior, Orcos, proved to be a failure in Ares' eyes and was disowned. However, the Furies decided to use him as their oath keeper. With Ares still in search for his warrior to help take over Olympus, Zeus hears of a prophecy foretelling his death at the hands of one of his sons, a marked warrior.
Yeah.
Ares is then tasked to find and dispose of this threat. Ares discovers Deimos, a young Spartan who bore a birthmark all over his body, and storms the city to capture him. During the kidnapping, Deimos' brother, another young Spartan by the name of Kratos, attempts to stop the god, but he is struck down, leaving a scar over his right eye. Ares attempts to kill Kratos for this, but his sister, Athena, the goddess of war, convinces him to spare the boy. Deimos is then taken to the god of death, Thanatos, to prevent the prophecy and protect Zeus. Kratos, tortured by his inability to save his brother, vows to never fail like that again and tattoos a replica of Deimos' birthmark on himself in remembrance.
So what he does is, he will make the exact marks what his brother had on his body into his body as a permanent tattoo, like the Spartan tattoo.
Kratos' rage and pain remained with him as he became a leading member of the Spartan army, eventually marrying a Spartan woman named Lysandra, and the two have a daughter whom they name Calliope. Calliope unfortunately contracts a plague, which infects her skin and causes the Spartan authorities to decide for her to be thrown into a chasm and left to die. Kratos then sets off to find the cure for her disease, a mysterious element with the exceptional healing abilities called ambrosia. Unbeknownst to Kratos, the gods had a wager in which they selected various heroes whom they believed would be the first to obtain the ambrosia. Kratos was chosen by Ares, likely due to their prior run-in in which Kratos displayed his resilience and bravery. After battling the other gods' selected heroes, Kratos fights a climactic battle with an army of barbarians and their leader Ulrich, who was trying to retrieve the ambrosia to heal his own father. Kratos eventually
So what happens is, once he rose an army, there will be a battle between the Vikings and the Spartans, in which the Vikings are like very brutal and they were almost gonna win the war. But at the end moment, what Kratos does is, he will call to Ares and he will say that I will give you my life, I will surrender my life to you, please make me win this war. And so then what happens is that Kratos gives him the weapons, the blades of chaos.
Ulrich and captures the ambrosia, but at the cost of many of his men. Upon returning to Sparta, Kratos heals his daughter, and the king of Sparta bestows on him the title of captain. As captain of the Spartan army, Kratos leads his men to many victorious battles, often slaying scores of enemies with an increasing hunger for power, despite the wishes of his wife. Eventually, Kratos comes across a familiar enemy, the barbarian king Ulrich, who still blames Kratos for his father's death. Kratos and his army are no match for the rebuilt barbarian army, and Kratos, moments away from death at the hands of Ulrich, calls out to Ares in desperation. Ares, seeing a candidate to overthrow Olympus, accepts Kratos' offer of loyalty and kills the barbarians in exchange.
Exactly.
He then gives Kratos the Blades of Chaos, symbolizing his servitude to the god of war. Under Ares' loyalty, Kratos slays many innocents, razes villages, and spreads chaos in the name of him. Under Ares' influence, Kratos slowly loses his humanity with every battle fought for the god. Soon, Kratos is tasked to raid a village of Athena's followers due to Ares' jealousy of Athena, whom their father Zeus favored. There, he encounters an oracle who warns Kratos of dark things awaiting him inside the city's temple. Kratos ignores this warning and enters the temple, blindly slaughtering those inside. However, afterwards, Kratos comes to realize that those inside the temple were none other than his beloved wife Lysandra and daughter Calliope. Ares reveals
Exactly. So what Ares does is he will put his wife and daughter inside the temple where this guy is blindly killing everyone, and once after killing everyone he gets to know that he killed his own wife and daughter under the command of Ares. So what the fuck will you do right now? I mean, if you are in that position, what's the first step you will do? You will take revenge, right? And that's what he did.
that he had transported them there secretly in order to sever Kratos' human ties and create the perfect warrior. Kratos leaves the bodies of his family inside the temple to burn, and as he exits, the Oracle curses him, binding the ashes of his wife and child to Kratos' skin, forcing him to wear another reminder of his failures and turning him into the ghost of
And there you go. That's how this guy became from yellow to white.
Sparta. Kratos then renounces his allegiance to Ares and breaks his oath, causing the Furies to hunt him down and torture him with endless illusions. Kratos then finds himself trapped.
So this is God of War Chains of Olympus. You actually think there's only 3 games, that is God of War 1, 2, 3, but no, there are actually 6 games, 5 games away from God of War 4. So the first one is Chains of Olympus, which you should play in I'm talking about the chronological order. So first is the Chains of Olympus, and second will be the God of War 1, and second will be, and after that the God of War 2, and after that what's the next one? Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, and after that the God of War 3 came, and after that we are playing this God of War
Trapped in an illusion of his former home in Sparta. Orcos appears Kratos from being mortally wounded.
So what happens is that he will go fight all the 3 these villains.
Before her death, she informs Kratos that the only way he can be free of his oath to Ares would be to slay the Oath's enforcers, the 3 Furies.
Yeah, so what he does is he kills all the 3 Furies, and that's what happens. So at last what he thinks is that he will now has broken the oath and he can be freed from the curse, but it won't happen. If he does that, he will kill everyone on the world, or else he have to live with it. So what happens is that he will
transferred Kratos' oath to him, keeping the bond with Ares intact.
Exactly.
Orcos hands Kratos his blade and asks him for an honorable death in order to permanently end Ares' hold on them. Kratos complies, killing Orcos and burning his home with the former Oathkeeper's body still inside. No longer under servitude to Ares, Kratos dedicates his life to serving the gods of Olympus as their trusted warrior.
Exactly.
After defeating an invading Persian army for the gods, Kratos appears before them to ask for his next task. Suddenly, however, he sees the sun fall from the sky, enveloping the world in darkness. Kratos follows the last trace of light he can see to the Temple of Helios.
And this is God of War 1. So this is a PS2 game.
After speaking to Athena, Kratos concludes that Helios had been captured, allowing the god of dreams Morpheus to entrance other gods into a deep sleep, allowing him to take control of Greece. Inside the temple, Ios, Helios' sister, tasks Kratos to awaken her brother's fire steeds in order to find him. In return, she promises to relieve Kratos of his nightmares, which haunt him in the form of a melody his daughter used to play on her flute. He does this, and the steeds take him to Helios' location, the Underworld. There, he meets Charon, the ferryman on the river Styx, who ultimately denies Kratos passage, as it is not his time. Kratos engages him, but is knocked unconscious and thrown into Tartarus, the darkest depths of the underworld where the Titans had been chained by Zeus. Upon waking, Kratos witnesses Atlas's chains broken and the Titan missing. Kratos fights his way through Tartarus, eventually climbing out to confront Charon once again. After defeating him, Kratos uses his ferry to follow Helios' light down the river Styx to a temple. There, Kratos sees his daughter upon the shore. He follows her inside, but instead finds and sacrifice into to care of him.
So these are just illusions which have been created by them, and once he sees his daughter, and at last what he does is he fights with this is the guy who's holding the whole earth under him. So what he does is he will reveal everything and make this guy hold the earth for a long time in the universe. So he keep on seeing his daughter as some kind of illusion, and that's how it is made. And after that, what happens is this is where the God of War 1 starts. It starts with the boat where the fights between the Ares. The fight between the gods and things happens. So in this, what happens is that Ares is started killing Olympus. But this work was given to the God of War, that is Kratos, but he doesn't do anything. I mean, he is against Ares, right? So now he is trying to fight him. So what he does is
He refers to Kratos as my child. He is able to climb from Hades and return to Athens. There, he opens Pandora's box and
yeah. So this Pandora's box contains a weapon which can kill every gods. I mean a god or every god. Yeah.
gains the power to confront Ares.
Yeah.
After a battle, Ares tortures Kratos by forcing
And this will be
Pandora's
the,
box and gains the power.
This will be the last battle of the God of War. I mean the first part where Ares and Kratos fights face to face. And trust me, man, that's a very good fight. You must play with the PS2 console.
Power to confront Ares. After a battle, Ares tortures Kratos by forcing him to relive his family's death at his hands. Kratos resists this, however, and Ares is forced to strip the Blades of Chaos from Kratos' arms and kills the illusions of his family in front of him. Freed from the illusion, Kratos finds a nearby sword being used as an ornamental bridge and uses it to kill the god of war. The gods praise Kratos for killing the rebelling Ares. Kratos then asks Athena to finally free him of his nightmares. Athena then finally reveals to Kratos that while she can forgive his sins, his nightmares will stay with him forever. Kratos, feeling abandoned by the gods, climbs back to the cliffs overlooking the Aegean Sea, and feeling death as his only escape, throws himself off. However, Athena stops him at the bottom, claiming that there is now an empty throne upon Olympus.
So what Athena does is that she saves him by killing himself and gives the throne of the god of war, which Ares was, and therefore god of war, Kratos, he gains the title of god of war.
Kratos then enters a portal and claims his throne as the new god of war. Still haunted by his memories, Kratos decides to explore his past against Athena's wishes. He makes his way to the Temple of Poseidon in Atlantis. Poseidon attempts to stop Kratos, but he defeats his defenses and reaches the city. There, Kratos finds, much to his surprise, his mother, Callisto, dying on the ground. She reveals to him that his father is the one who brought her there, and that his brother Deimos is still alive but does not have much time. Before dying, she tells Kratos to seek out his brother in Sparta. Kratos then departs.
So now he gets to know that what her mother says is that she reveals that he is the son of Zeus, that motherfucker.
Atlantis, but not before encountering the Titan Thera, whom he frees, destroying the city in a flood. Kratos returns to Sparta, but on his way encounters and kills Thanatos' daughter, Erinyes. Upon his arrival to the city, he is praised by its inhabitants, led by a young Spartan who gives Kratos his arms from when he was the commander of the Spartan army. Kratos goes to the Temple of Ares, and after encountering a spirit-like vision of his younger self, he learns that he must return to Atlantis to find Death's domain. Upon returning, however, Kratos is stopped by a statue of Poseidon, inhabited by the god, who warns him that he will pay for sinking the kingdom of Atlantis. Kratos avoids the statue and makes his way through the ruins of the city, eventually coming across the Gravedigger once again, who cryptically warns Kratos not to alienate the gods. Kratos then finds the gateway to Death's domain. Inside, Kratos finds and frees his brother, who becomes...
Yeah, so now he finds his brother, who's been taken from the gods beforehand. So what weapon he finds in the Pandora box? So it's nothing, man, it's just like an aura. Like he gains the energy from it, like a magical power which gets into his body, and what it does is that whatever weapons he uses, he will release that energy through that and kill the gods.
Becomes enraged at him for seemingly forgetting about him for all this time. Thanatos arrives and intervenes, capturing Deimos and bringing him to the same cliff Kratos attempted to kill himself from. Kratos saves his brother and the two reconcile. Kratos gives Deimos his arms, and the two fight Thanatos together. During the battle, Thanatos kills Deimos, and Kratos avenges his brother by finally killing the god of death. A broken Kratos then carries his brother up the mountain, where the Gravedigger has prepared a grave for him. Kratos ponders what he has become, and the Gravedigger answers, Death, the destroyer of worlds. Athena appears before him and attempts to elevate him to a full god. Kratos stops her, however, and returns to Olympus, claiming that the gods will pay for what they have done to Kratos and his family.
So this is after the God of War 1. This a Ghost of Sparta game, in between which comes a different game.
As he leaves, Athena mythically refers to him as brother. The Gravedigger then buries Callisto next to Deimos and proclaims upon a third grave that now only one remains, as Kratos returns to his throne and plans his next move against the gods, leading his Spartan army to conquer Greece. After launching this attack, Athena pleads with Kratos to stop. He claims to owe her nothing and turns his back on her to assist his army in the town of Rhodes. There he spots an eagle, whom he believes to be Athena in disguise, whom robs him of his godly abilities, and instead infuses
And this is God of War 2. This is the starting of the game.
them into the Colossus of Rhodes, who
God
comes
of
to
War-
life and tries
This
to...
game is a classic one, man. This actually I played God of War 2 first, and after that I got to know God of War 1. But after when I am in college, I got to know that there are 5 parts I have to play that. And after Sony released this game in 2018, fuck yes, I saw how the game
to kill
was.
Kratos, between the gods and the Titans. Zeus urges Kratos to infuse the blades with his remaining godly powers, which renders him mortal once again.
Yeah. So what he does is that Zeus sends a weapon to Earth where this guy is fighting this guy. So if he wants to use this sword, which you can see on the screen, where he gave all the powers, so what he should do is he give all his godly powers to that sword, so that he can use all that power in a single sword and kill the god in front of him. I mean the power which has been taken from him.
But allows him to destroy the Colossus from the inside.
Yeah.
Upon doing this, however, Kratos is crushed by the Colossus' severed hand. Determining that he must retrieve the Blade of Olympus to get his immortality back, he slowly makes his way over to it, only to be stopped by Zeus, who reveals himself to be the eagle that stole Kratos' power, in an attempt to kill him to stop him from overthrowing Zeus as he did with Ares. Zeus then stabs Kratos, killing him.
Yeah.
While he is being dragged into the underworld once more, the mother of the Titans, Gaia, saves him and reveals that Kronos, Zeus's father, ate all of his children in an attempt to stop the prophecy that he would die at the hands of one of his sons. Zeus's mother, however, hid him on an island that was actually Gaia. Gaia raised the boy, but he grew vengeful and eventually sought to defeat the Titans, which he did by using the Blade of Olympus. Gaia offers to help Kratos exact revenge on the King of Olympus. Gaia gives Kratos the magical horse Pegasus, and he escapes the underworld to find the Sisters of Fate in order to change his past and kill Zeus. Kratos flies.
So what happens is that he now has no way to kill Zeus since he has all the power. So what he does is that he finds a time machine where he will go to the past before the wars have been started, and with the help of the Titans he kills all the gods, and that's how it
to the island of creation, and after besting several below the earth at the Spartans' hands, Atlas is eventually persuaded to help him kill Zeus. Atlas helps Kratos return to the surface, where he awakens the Phoenix and flies to the Temple of the Fates to meet the sisters. There he expresses his wishes, but the sisters deny him passage. Kratos then confronts the young by the gods away for it. Kratos kills the final sister and takes control
So this final sister has the power of the time machine.
of the loom to change his fate. He turns for Zeus,
So
slays
what he does
Possum, and
is
pins Zeus before driving the Blade of Olympus into the god's chest. Before he can kill him, however, Athena appears.
So what happens is, what he does is that he will try to go into the time travel. So while going in, Zeus stops him, and there's a fight is going happen. So once he's drawing the sword into Zeus's heart, Athena stops him. And
intervenes to protect Olympus. Zeus attempts to escape, Kratos lunges at him with the blade, and Athena sacrifices herself by jumping in front
and this motherfucker killed Athena, who supported her for the whole time.
of it, saving her father. Kratos asks Athena why she would do this, and she reveals that she did it to allow Zeus to stop the cycle of sons killing their fathers, finally revealing that Kratos is in fact a son of Zeus. Vowing to destroy Olympus, Kratos returns to the loom and turns back time all the way to the Great War. He calls out to Gaia, and they return to Kratos' time, where an injured Zeus is calling on his fellow gods to kill Kratos. The Titan army, led by Kratos, then storm Olympus with the intent to win the Great War once and for all. The Titans and gods wage a very intense and bloody battle as Poseidon begins to take on Gaia.
So first Poseidon fights with him, and second
Kratos draws him into Gaia's grasp and is able to weaken him, eventually knocking him onto a platform and beating him before gouging his eyes out and snapping his neck, killing him
This is
and
God of
flooding
War
the
3.
entire world. Kratos and the Titans then make it to the top of Olympus and confront Zeus, who, anticipating their arrival, hits them with a blast of lightning, damages Gaia, and knocks her and Kratos off the mountain. Attempting to hang on, Kratos is then betrayed by Gaia, who lets him fall as he is no longer a use to them now that they have reached Zeus's throne. After falling once again to his death, Kratos makes his way through the river Styx, lamenting that he was used as a pawn by both the gods and the Titans. He then reunites with a reformed Athena, who is willing to help Kratos from her new level of existence. He then realizes the goal of his final quest, extinguishing the flame of Olympus in order to finally defeat Zeus.
Yeah, so the flame of Olympus was the weapon which was inside the Pandora box. So what he does is that he tries to find it, and he fights Hades along with this.
He kills and encounters Helios, who's
So he fights with this Helios who has the power of running fast. And after, what happens is that he opens the Pandora box, as you see, and what he does is that he will take the flame of Olympus,
which later took on a life of its own as a girl whom he named Pandora.
Yeah. So once he's taking the Pandora's box out, a girl forms on, and he names her Pandora because she's one of the girl who came from the Pandora's box. And
Zeus the stone in order to make a who assumes body but kills Kronos once and for all.
And he will fight Kronos in a very big battle. Ashwin official. Hi, Ashwin. Okay, so he kills this guy, and
Kratos confronts to kill Kratos instead. Kratos' quest takes him to the gardens, harassing all plant trapped inside. Kratos labyrinth, Kratos access Pandora,
what happens
and
is that he will get Pandora to the, almost closely to the Pandora's
takes her
box.
with. However, Kratos refuses to let Pandora sacrifice her.
Yeah, so only if Pandora is dead, he can open the original flame so that he can kill Zeus. But he won't allow Pandora to sacrifice her because he had already sacrificed his wife and his child. So he's showing some sympathy.
Her life, as he does not want to cause her death as he did his own daughters.
Yeah, so he was betrayed both by gods as well as titans. This guy is a god killer and a titan killer, man. Trust me, he is liked by none. I mean, in the game. Yeah.
She chooses to embrace her fate, however, and breaks free, only to be stopped by Zeus.
Yeah.
Zeus
Now
mocks
Zeus
Kratos
stops
for
her.
showing care for Pandora as if she was his own, and tosses her aside before engaging in battle with his son once again.
And dudes, trust me, man, this final fight with Zeus, this is a bloody goddamn fight. You know, you will feel that you are the only guy who is hitting him. You will feel your both hands are hitting him in his face. That shit is dope, man.
During the battle, Pandora attempts to run into the flame in order to put it out before Kratos grabs her to stop her. Pandora pleads with Kratos to let her seal her fate, and Zeus provokes him by telling him not to fail Pandora like he did his own family. Kratos reluctantly lets her go, and the flame of Olympus is extinguished. In the wake, Kratos opens Pandora's box once again, only to find that it is now empty. Zeus mocks his son once again, and the two meet outside and gaze upon the destruction Kratos has caused. The two are interrupted by Gaia, however, and she tries to kill them both. The two then enter a wound in Gaia's chest and fight beside her heart, draining the life out of it. Kratos, powered by the heart of Gaia, then impales Zeus into it with the blade of Olympus, finally killing both Gaia and his father Zeus. Awakening upon a broken earth, Kratos finds Zeus's body and retrieves the blade. However, as he tries to leave, Zeus's spirit attacks Kratos and drains him of his anger and willpower, replacing it with fear and loss, the forces that plagued his father. Trapped in his psyche and once again being tortured by his memories, the spirit of Pandora appears and helps Kratos abolish these torments through hope. Kratos returns to the physical world and forces Zeus's spirit back into his body. Kratos then charges him and beats him to death with his bare hands, finally killing him and destroying Olympus for good. Afterwards, Athena appears once more and congratulates Kratos, asking him to turn over the power he found inside Pandora's box so she could finally give it to mankind. Kratos laments that the world is destroyed, and anything she would have to give would be useless. More so, the box was empty, and Kratos believed Pandora had died in vain, simply another casualty in his quest for vengeance. Athena reveals to Kratos that when the evils of the Titans were first sealed into the
Yeah, so now what happens, this is the base story. I will complete with this and let's start the game. So what happens is that Athena planned when the evils and Titans were against the gods, she created a great power, that's a flame where it can kill gods and titans, and she put that into the box, but also a negative energy where it can fight the positive energy, like she's like Thanos, like balancing everything. So what happens
box,
after that?
she placed the most powerful weapon in the world beside them to counteract them, the power of hope.
Yeah.
Athena had initially believed that when Kratos opened the box for the first time, all of its evils had transferred unto him, and hope was lost, when in actuality the evils went to the gods and
Yeah, so what happens is that when he opened this Pandora's box in the first part, what happens is that the evil powers went to the gods and the hope came to him.
Olympus, and hope was buried deep in Kratos under his pains.
Exactly.
Only upon forgiving himself was the power able to release inside of him. Kratos, realizing he has nothing left to live for, impales himself with the blade of Olympus, freeing the power of hope into the mortal world. Athena is angered by this and tells Kratos that she is disappointed, to which he responds with a final laugh before she removes the blade, leaving him to die. Sometime later, we see the mural where Kratos' body once was, now abandoned, with nothing but a trail of blood leading to the great sea that now enveloped the world.
Yeah. And boom, that's the basic story of this. And after that, after he is jumping into the sea, he comes to this Norse mythology. And after that, what happens that we don't know, between how he met his wife and how he had the child and what happens between them. So we are going to see that in the Ragnarok. So let's continue with this.
Boy, no excuses.
Can I have my bow back now?
Can you hit it from here?
We should get closer. I went hunting with Mother a bunch of times. Never wanted to take me. Why now?
It was her wish. And it was time.
Okay. Draugr!
Atreus, to me!
Wait, what the fuck is that behind?
It's opening. You froze it in place. Clever. So... Nice. Where are you going? I think he's this way.
Terinda putra. I mean, there are some hidden compartments here, bro.
Here. Boy.
Oh, look! It's Skull and Hati, the giant wolves who chased the sun and moon. Where did they come from? How did they get up there? What's happening there at the end? They eat the sun and moon? And then everybody fights? What?
He can no longer use it. We can.
Father, look.
Wait for my mark. Relax. Do not think of it as an animal. It is simply a target. Clear your mind. Steady your aim and breathe in. Exhale and release.
I got it.
Good.
It's still alive.
Your knife. No. Finish what you started.
I can't.
No man, dude, you can start a new game, man. You can have your own account. Come on. Hi, Daddy. Fuck!
We're gonna fight that?
We have no choice.
Okay, just tell me when to shoot.
Get control of yourself, boy.
I'm fine! Kill it! That's where you...
Sorry guys, we'll be back.
Boy,
Think I'm afraid of you! You're nothing to me!
boy, look at me. Look at me, boy. Boy, look at me.
We did it.
You are not ready.
What? Are you serious? I found the deer. I proved myself. How am I not ready?
We are going home.
I haven't been sick in a long time. I can do this.
You are not ready.
I am ready.
Do not speak again.
What the fuck is R3? Okay, dude. I mean, this game is gonna take a lot time to fight.
Whoa, what is that? I told you something was different about the forest.
And I told you not to speak.
But why would a fire troll burn Mother's garden? And since when are Draugrs so close to the house? And what was that frozen thing that attacked us?
I do not know. Now be silent. We are almost home. Inside, boy.
It's not fair.
You lost control.
That thing was trying to kill us. It's not like you don't get angry in a fight.
Anger can be a weapon. If you control it, use it. You clearly cannot. When you...
I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm better now.
Dude, trust me, you're gonna cry when the game ends.
Come on then.
You want me to hit you?
I want you to try.
Ow! What are you...
Try again.
Why are you doing that?
Too slow. Try again.
Cut it out!
Weak. Again. Again.
Stop it!
Again.
He's angry.
Your anger.
Oh, see.
You can get lost in it. The path ahead is difficult. And you, Atreus, are clearly not ready.
What was that?
Quiet.
Come on out! There's no use hiding anymore.
Okay, so this game is gonna take me 5 hours to complete. So let's do this on weekend. I just gonna let you know, guys, on how this game goes. So you can join me when you have free time after the weekends. That is Friday night. So tomorrow I'll be playing Outlast, and I'll be continuing this game from here. Yeah. So. If you're gonna watch Valorant or you're gonna join me, you can come join me in the Valorant. And yep, thank you. And we will continue this game and we will complete this game on the next stream. See you guys soon.
சூர்யா கேக்குதா? ஸ்ரீ வரணும் இன்னும். சூப்பர்மா. ஏய் ஹெட்செட் நான் ஆபீஸ்லயே விட்டுட்டேன். ஏய் இது லைவ்ல ஓடிட்டு இருக்கு பாரு வாய்ஸ்.